got another order from Mauser with lots of caps. These are the ones that are like really common in all this 70s and 80s stuff. Got some stuff here for the Radio 60 as well. So, got a bunch of parts. And I'm going to start, well, probably finish recapping the camera head. Here, I mean, you saw in the video that I posted the other day, it's actually looking pretty good. My goal with this is to get it working as good as possible and just see how good this Trinicon really could be. It's okay. Their single tube cameras didn't, the Trinicon did not do as well as their single gun picture tube, which is the Trinitron, which most everyone knows had some of the best pictures of any TVs or monitors ever. But I'm going to give this camera a little container here with some screws in it. I'm going to give this camera a fair shake, and as my one buddy said, you know, authenticity is great, but you know, if the engineers had had caps that were highly reliable and everything back when they made this, would they have used them? Oh heck yeah, they would have used them. Just like saying, you know, if Marconi had transistors, he would have used them. You know, so, and the thing is with something like this, you know, it's not a radio, it's not something that you're gonna see the parts ever, you know, where you have to hide them or anything like that. It's all on a circuit board, it all goes underneath, no one sees it anyway. And so, just replace them. You know, these things, half of their problem is parts that are going bad. And while I've been yammering on here, I've been taking off this cover. You also get to see how to disassemble this camera. And I'm sure YouTube has already tagged what I'm listening to and blocked it in certain countries like it has other videos of mine. Screw here. Finder magnifier comes off, and then what I have to do here shows the connectors for the electric microphone, the condenser mic. You have to be very careful because these wires are very thin. Now, pretty much the naked DXC-1600 camera head. And I was last working on the sweep board here. And let's screw here in the deflection board, deflection sweep board. Technically deflection when you look in the service manual. Unplug the one cable here. Second. So, I'm going to set the rest of the camera head to the side here. And this is what I get to work on. Still a few caps here, and I'll start sorting out what I have. Here we're going to take out the last old cap on this board. So this one right here, which is a 100 microfarad. I think this one's 16 volt. Okay, so it's that one. And this is the modern replacement. But it's not 16 volt, it's 25 volt. And this is an 85 degrees Celsius cap, which is the rated, the way caps are rated, it's rated working temperature, you know. They're rated to last a certain amount of time at a certain temperature. And they're all rated in degrees Celsius. The old caps are all rated, at least in the 70s, these ones were rated at 85 degrees Celsius. So the new ones are rated at 105 degrees Celsius. That's over 220 degrees Fahrenheit. It's never going to get that hot inside there, but that just means they'll just last longer. I'm going to put this on, and Sony was nice enough, you might not be able to see that, but Sony was nice enough to silkscreen the negative pin, which is marked on the new cap with this gold stripe. See how much smaller it is. This also improves airflow between the components. I'm using a bit bigger tip than normal because something happened to my other tip and it died on me. So there it is in, and put the leads flush, and that's a redone deflection board. Here I am working on the last capacitor on the video preamp board. And this was probably one of the worst parts to work on. It mounts in a special way. But a special way, and it connects to the camera tube here via 3 little pins that are soldered on and don't disconnect. So it's yeah. So I had to unsolder the 3 pins, and it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it's really not fun. So now I'm just the solder again. I'll get back to you when I get them soldered in. I got the board in, and now I have to put the 2 RF shields back on top of it, and then route this wire around because it goes through the one shield and then down into here. Like I said, this was not the most fun board to work on, just because there's like a total of 12 screws holding everything in for this one tiny board that had 4 capacitors on it. But It's all good now. Like I said, it was a bit nuts. You got a shield here, you got a shield here, and then the screws that hold the board in here. And they bring up my reference photo. Always should take reference photos when working on something like this, because you have no idea what it's going to be like when you try to get it again. Since I did a lot of work on this camera today, I want to do a test of it before I go any further, just in case I mess something up really bad. I've got it pointed at my scope here, just at the text. Got the power supply on.
I don't know about you, but I think it's been a great Saturday so far. So I thought, why don't we celebrate?
Nothing's blown up yet.
And that we shall do with another great TK Top 5 countdown. It's the top 5 Saturday songs coming right up on the Ultimate Party. I was tired of my lady. We've been together too long. Like a worn-out recording of a favorite song.
I'm a bit too close for this lens to focus. But nothing's blown up, and got video. I do want to be careful because this thing has some mean high voltage running around on it.